Well, hello there, everyone. I'm trying to get the tweet message done, and I can't get the S on politics. It's so funny. It's always something technical going on. You think you have everything right, and then when it's showtime, all the arrows start popping up, right? So funny. So, anyhow. Anyway, it's not capitalized, but that's okay. We got it done. Okay. All right, then. Welcome to Pearl's Politics. I'm all sitting back here, trying to get back into the politics studio, and I see that there is a little drag going on, but it's gonna be all right. The rest of the team is here. We check the chat box, see if it's working. Yeah, okay, it is working. Let me go ahead and bring in the rest of the team. All right, the politics dog himself, the heartbeat of the South, my son Tim Harrington. What's up, dog?
Hey, Mom, how's everybody doing?
All right then. Yeah, Kathy's like, yeah, all right, great. But she's here. Cece, that's the girl. Cece, Kathy Carson. Hey, Kathy.
Hi.
Hey, Kathy.
Kathy
Hi.
cracked me up earlier. But it was so funny, and I said, "How you doing, Kathy?" And she said, "Yeah, oh yeah, all right, great, all right."
One of those days. Just one of those
It was
days.
one of those days, yeah. I feel you. I feel you, girlfriend. I am not mad at you because I understand. I understand. Tim, how was your day so far?
So far so good.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
then. Well, at least we got one out of the three. That's good. So far, so good. Mine was kind of lethargic. I'm still lethargic from the 8 day snowstorm. I don't know when I'm gonna ever get my energy back from that. That, and I mean, you would think that I would be one of the people who would be least affected because I'm in the house all the time anyway, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But and it should not have affected me, but I think just the fact of knowing that I'm bound, that I really can't get out if I wanted to anyway. I think
Right.
maybe that might have had something to do with it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody know that we're live. Hi, we're live. My typing is off. I can't see anything. Okay, so I want to start off with the president of the ICJ, that's the International Court of Justice, because I watched that hearing when it came down, and I know she cannot speak for herself, but I'm gonna speak for her. I'm just gonna take it upon myself, y'all, to speak for her. And my caption for the show tonight was, "Did you hear the words that came out of my mouth?" Because when she gave the rulings from the court, she read them all out aloud to Netanyahu and his war cabinet. And it's like didn't hear a word she said, or they basically what it is they're like thumbing her, they're thumbing the international court, like, with the finger, fingering them, because every single thing that the court ruled that they had to do, They're just doing the just the opposite and more of it. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is before we even go into a break, I'm gonna bring in a list of things. I'm gonna share my screen and hopefully it will be large enough. It's taking it a minute to come here. There we go. All right, I'm gonna be bringing that up in just a second. Yeah, okay. So let's see. Zoom. Where is that? Zoom, 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 zoom. Where's that zoom button? I've got this Word document, and I don't normally have to do. Uh, I normally don't have to zoom it that much. You know, usually zoom your Word documents. But what I'll do is, since I can't find the zoom button, I'm just gonna make this as big as the writing will go, and then I'll just have to scroll it around and stuff. So, but let's see how big we can get this. Okay. All right. All right. There's the first one. Y'all can see that, right? Let me
Yeah.
Yeah.
take this hello off.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. Y'all can see that one really good, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Israel, this is the first one. Israel must take all possible measures to prevent acts as outlined in Article 2 of the 1948 Genocide Convention. This entails not killing members of a particular group, in this case, Palestinians, not causing physical or psychological harm to members of that group, not inflicting living conditions which are calculated to bring about the end of the existence of a people, and not carrying out actions designed to prevent births within that group of people. This is in the way. Let me move this up. Okay, there we go. All right. Number two, Israel must ensure its military does not carry out any of the above actions. All right. So here goes the actions. Number one, Israel must prevent and punish the direct and the direct and public incitement to commit genocide in relation to members of the Palestinian group and the Gaza Strip. Well, one of Netanyahu's cabinet members, he's really opposition. He's the far right. He held a conference and had about, probably looks like about 4 or 5 thousand people in attendance on Saturday. And by the way, just as a reminder, this ruling came down Friday before last. Okay, so it's been out a week. They know what they're supposed to be doing. So this past Saturday, this far right minister had a rally, and the rally was about further occupying uh, the Jewish settlements. In other words, the all of the territory that Israel had bombed, all of the Gaza Strip that they had bombed thus far, their rally was about rebuilding on that land and making it Jewish settlements, which the United States has made clear to Israel that they are against occupied settlements and definitely any settlement of the Gazan territory. Number two, Israel must ensure the delivery of basic services and essential humanitarian aid to civilians in Gaza. Well, do you know that yesterday, uh, I'm gonna stop sharing this, and so that you guys can come on in here and comment on. Do you know that yesterday, uh, Israel comes out with this claim? Actually, the day before yesterday, because today is Wednesday, Monday. Israel comes out with this new claim that the UNRWA is the big food humanitarian organization. It's the biggest one. It's the one that helps to build the hospitals, provides the food and schools, education, clothes, just a whole list of humanitarian needs have been for years, right, to the Palestinians. So all of a sudden, Israel comes up with this claim that they just found out that it was 12. Not they just found out, but they wanted the United States and its allies to know that UNRWA needs to be dismantled, and that if they demand that the United States and its allied countries pull funding from UNRWA because 12 members, well, 12 employees supposedly, that worked for UNRWA took part in the October 7th attack upon Israel. All right. I have a problem with that because the ruling of the court came down Friday before last and said that Israel must ensure the delivery of this food. They still got trucks bagged. I'm pretty sure the food is probably expired now because the truck's been bagged up for 3 months. You know, Israel wouldn't let them in. And they're saying, so the court said, hey, you got to let these trucks in. You got to let this food in. This is an order from the highest international court there is. So, in order to prevent doing that, this is what Netanyahu and his war team has come up with, claiming that your honor needs to be dismantled because 12 employees supposedly they have not put forth any evidence of this yet. In other words, these 12 people were guilty until proven innocent. But UNRWA, just in good faith, went ahead and fired these named 12 employees, right? Just so that that would not be a hiccup and that the aid could come on in. But no, Netanyahu and his war cabinet said, nope, stop funding. No evidence provided. But guess what, y'all?
Wow.
The United States and 11 other countries have pulled funding for the humanitarian aid to UNRWA. So now UNRWA says that it can only provide what little services that Israel has allowed them to provide for probably just until the end of this month. I have a problem with that. Number one, I know they just made this up. It's a lie. Because I say it's a lie because, hey, why? Because Israel has the names of all of the employees and have had for the past 25 years all of the names of the employees that work for UNRWA, all of the names of people and Palestinians that work anywhere. They have the names. They've been had the names. They know who they are. So did you not know this on October the 8th, 9th, 10th?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, you could have prosecuted them then. You could have called this out then, right?
Hmm.
That's how I know it's a lie. Because you want to wait till the court tells you that you got to let this humanitarian aid in there. So and you come up with this cockamamie excuse or some kind of accusation just so that you can punish, have a lashback, just like a little kid having a tantrum. That you hit me, so I'm gonna hit you with something else. And the United States, hold on, pulled out 1st. And of course, all the little puppet countries uh, followed behind them. That's the number two problem with that, that I have. So, huh?
Wow.
What do you think about that, y'all? Any input?
Wow. Talk about cruel and, unjustified punishment of the peoples. It just continues, in my opinion. This is
Hmm.
even worse than what was before. Hmm.
Well, I mean, it is terrible over there, and
Hmm.
and it's winter time over there. The weather, kind of weather, that temperatures that we had here when we were snowed in 8, 9 days ago. That's what they're going through, and these people don't even have coats, blankets. They got plastic. Some got plastic tents, and a lot of them don't even have that. How you
That's
cope,
amazing.
you know? And no food. No, to add to the weatherized conditions, add no food, no medicine, in pain, sick, with disease. They got infectious diseases over there. 500,000 people has influenza is spreading. COVID is spreading. skin diseases are spreading, malnutrition. Um, you know what kind of diseases come with that? You know, it's
Pain.
So I was under the impression if Israel was found guilty, that the United States would separate themselves. Did that not happen?
when they have not been found guilty. This is a plausible. What the International Court has said that based on the evidence that South Africa presented in its case, and the court reviewing the evidence that it has seen and heard, 17 judges with their own eyes and ears, how they read, you know how they read through and comb through papers and documents
Hmm.
and everything. They said that it looks like it is that Israel has committed, well, maybe committing genocide. Now, how does it get determined that Israel has actually done this? Remember, I told you guys this was just the initial probe to see if it was possible, because the whole thing is that the argument of the international arena was that you had half of the international people, those politicians and presidents and prime ministers of different countries, saying is committing genocide. Genocide. Then you have the other half that's saying, well, no, it's not genocide because genocide terminology means this. Genocide terminology means that. This, that, and the other. Okay. So you had this international argument going on from two sides that's saying whether it is or whether it's not. And so this is why the international court had to make a ruling as to whether it is or whether it not it's not, right? So all that they had the power to do was to look into the evidence to see if it's possible that Israel has and is committing. And the court says, yes, it is plausible that Israel is committing. Now, to determine whether or not it has in the past tense, that has to be voted on by the International Court again, but it might take months, it might take years because they have a lot of evidence they have to gather. They have to gather up when, times, places, names, people, names of soldiers. And then some of these soldiers still out there, doing unhumanitarian torture.
Right.
So it's going to take months and years to
Um,
for them to conclude, yes, genocide was committed on this group of people by this state.
right. Right. I'm sure that Netanyahu has a board of advisors that has advised him of that same process, how long it would take, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, he know.
Um,
That's why
and,
he keeps.
and
That's why he's ignoring it.
right,
Yeah,
right. And I
because
was
we
just,
know it's gonna take some years.
yeah, I was just getting to that. I originally said that the only way to resolve these problems was to cut off the head of the snake. Um, that doesn't seem like that's going to take place. Allies, the main ones, are not pulling away.
Hmm.
So unfortunately, this is going to be a even worse and more worse a condition to come,
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
Netanyahu is on a mission by any means necessary, and that's just the type of monster they're dealing with.
And meanwhile, the United States is just following the leapfrog, playing leapfrog.
Yeah,
Wherever Netanyahu leaps, Biden leaps right behind him. But while it is bringing up what this ruling has done is it has caused people, these splits of these international leaders and politicians and company and countries to relook at this thing and rethink this thing. So now it is bringing worldwide awareness to the issue itself. And now, whereas for the past 4 months, the United States mainstream media would not even mention anything about what was going on in Gaza. So now they feel like, well, since the international court has ruled on this, okay, we safe to talk about it now. Okay, so now they bringing in little tidbits of mainstream media, but that's why I never, like I said, my channel to go to for world news is YouTube because I can go through all of them in a matter of a couple of hours and know
Yeah.
what's going on in Africa and with the Sudan with the Sudan Sudan and Sudan they got a war over there, Somalia, all those different places. Kim Jong Un, South Korea, North Korea. I can just go to all of those and find out what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing about it, not to sound like a not empathetic or compassionate country, I think America is just not in that state of mind of caring. We have so much that's going on this end. We can only focus on what we focus on to get through the day. You know what I mean? Um, I mean, it's like it couldn't have happened. No time is a good time for anything like that to take place, but it couldn't have happened. There was a worse time um, to take away from. You know what I mean? It takes away from uh, the distractions that we have already going on. So it takes away from the real insight and eyes really, really being on that, except for a small population of people.
Yeah. Hi, Sandra. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. And it's like I say, it's 50-50 all around because you got they're saying that it's 84% of the Israelites are with Netanyahu, but that's not true. That's what the mainstream media is saying, but it's not true because like I say, I watch all of those little small channels that's on YouTube that report actually the truth, right? And
Mhm.
Netanyahu's in trouble politically. This guy can't call his name. That is Netanyahu's biggest opponent. That's on his cabinet. Is saying he. In other words, he acting a fool. He's setting up a coup against Netanyahu with him and his gang because he's got some backers with him that says if Netanyahu accepts any type of peace treaty that will not, any type of pause that will not bring all of the hostages home, then he will quit the cabinet. And if he quits the cabinet and take his little gang with him, that means that Netanyahu falls out of power. And if Netanyahu falls out of power, then they cannot have an election. But what they would have is a coup takeover by the
Yeah,
far right with this guy and his gang. So
right,
he's in trouble right over. There's no honor among thieves.
right,
Thieves will do their dirt until the grits hit the fan.
right.
And so this guy that's on his cabinet that's turning against Netanyahu now, he wasn't turning against Netanyahu until this international court ruling came down. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So there's no honor among thieves. Yeah.
Right. And that's probably what it's going to take a coup.
Mhm.
I believe that's what it's going to
That,
take.
that still is not going to help. None of this stuff is helping the people, you know. And if this far right guy takes over with the coup, uh, we definitely don't want him. I mean, he would be the worst of two evils. He
Yeah,
would be the worst of two evils. Because Netanyahu has already dragged us into what is looking more and more like World War III. If this far wing guy that's all of a sudden rose up against Netanyahu over there does his coup and he gets in charge, the
well,
United States is going to be caught in the war because
well,
this guy here, will have the war cabinet shooting at everybody.
Well, I think my next topic is going to tie into some of that.
All right. Well, I just had to say, but let me go ahead and put this up here so we can see the rest of those, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
sure,
through talking
sure.
about that. But I didn't get a chance to have this to show you guys when we was talking about it. Um, when it was coming down a week before that, I didn't get a chance. All right. So, and then here, um, Israel must prevent the destruction of evidence of war crimes in Gaza and allow on this K-Maker. Fact finding missions access. Okay. So this is what Israel did all uh the weekend. Well, the weekend and this week. They have gone through and said now listen to the court. It says you cannot destroy evidence of any so-called or possible or plausible war crimes that you have committed in Gaza, and you must allow people in objectionable people and people on these committees that's taking these people, the Ghazians, Palestinian statements and the statements of witnesses and things like that. You must allow that. Well, guess what Israel did? Sent the soldiers in. They dug up the Palestinian graves of the people that they had already killed, y'all. That the people had buried where they had buried their loved ones. They dug those dead bodies up, bulldozed them, and rolled over them with bulldozers and like chopped them up in little pieces. Now, can you imagine something as cruel as that? Even the dead
Uh,
couldn't rest.
uh, yeah, it goes back to the Holocaust where they were piled on them in one big ditch. Well, several ditches, I should say.
But they didn't go back through and dig them up.
Yeah, so I
I-
think it's worse. I think it's worse than what the Nazis did,
But
actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't crush them with the bulldozer, Tim.
Yeah, it's worse.
So all
Well,
you got is just pieces, little bones here, little bones there, and. So therefore, you don't have the whole body to see where they was shot in the back of their head or to see where they was shot in their backs, right?
oh, yeah, I
That's,
see what he's doing
Oh,
now.
that
that's,
makes
e-
sense.
He's
that's
cleaning up.
evidence.
He's cleaning up.
Yes, yes. So the international court said they weren't supposed to do that. Okay, so already you done violated two of the court's orders. Okay,
Right, and here in America we say no face, no case, but no body is no case, really.
exactly. All right, and the rest of it say they must they're gonna have to give a report in 30 days as to the steps that it has taken to abide by these provisions that the court has imposed upon them within 30 days.
Mhm.
And so what are you gonna report? They don't plan on reporting anything. They're gonna have to report lies because see the video cameras don't lie. Just so happened people did get a chance to video the Israeli soldiers with the bulldozers with their army tanks digging up those graves, bulldozing up those graves of the Palestinian people that were dead. And they did that to not one cemetery, y'all, 11 cemeteries. And
Well,
Yes,
people did
cleaning
get
up.
the videos.
Yeah.
People did get the videos of it though. And then also not just the bulldozers, but also the army tanks rolling over it, smoothing it out, rolling over the bodies after they done dug them up, smoothing it out, crushing them up.
well, that's a gruesome cover up for sure. Gruesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So that's
horrific.
what I wanted to say on last night when we was talking about paranormals.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna see how much paranormal power that I have because I think I'm gonna just I do. I think I'm just gonna wish up me um a fifth dimensional uh spell, I should say. And I think I just want boils to just pop out all over Nentayu in his cabinet. I want severe boils to just pop out where they just
Well,
be in pain.
There's been a lot of UFO sightings. Maybe the UFOs can laser them.
That's too easy. I want some suffering.
Oh,
I want them to just be hurting every day, all day, until
okay.
they just fade on away. So
Well,
I'm gonna
God's responsible for that, and He's probably got a plan for those people.
I don't know. Paranormally, I might have the power to do that. I'm just gonna find out. And that's what I wanted to say. And I'm gonna see how much power I got because
Okay.
they say the power is in the belief, dude, and that's what we ask on our power. I mean, on our paranormal show, we
Yeah,
say, "Do you believe?"
they definitely need a miracle.
Yeah, because see, the gods, God and the gods, and whoever gods it is up there, they don't interfere in the affairs of man, especially in the wars of men. So it's gonna take people down here already to use their psychic powers and fifth dimensional powers and to see
Yeah,
what
because
we
we
can
know who Netanyahu is serving. We know who he's serving.
do.
Hmm.
But he claims he God.
Nah,
They based all of this on God, which is the Old
nah,
Testament.
no. That's
Well,
not us,
look,
God.
well, look who popped up. Hello, Ziggy.
What's up, James?
Can we
Can
hear
you
you?
hear us? Can you
James
hear
got a
us?
haircut and shave. What's going on, man?
Yeah, hey. I don't think you can hear us. Can you hear us?
He working with it. I
You
guess he'll
working
come
with it.
in a
All
second.
right. Well, let's take a break. We'll come back to you. We're gonna hear what you gotta say, and then
Okay.
Kathy may have something, and then we'll get out of the city. Okay.
All right.
All right, everybody, stay tuned and don't go away. Stay. This, you know what? We're talking about peace. So I think I'll just play this right here. Y'all remember JoJo Smith, don't you? Let's
Yeah.
listen to
Oh,
Judge.
yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
let's listen to JoJo.
Peace, won't you come on in? 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 Imagine if the world was free of violence, hatred, fear, and greed. Imagine if our hearts were light and peace reigned in this world tonight. There'd be love and kindness too, and not just for a chosen few, but for everyone, everyone passing through. Sure, the gods would all be pleased and bless us in this sweet release. No more pain and poverty, no more bloody war and grief. Peace, won't you come on in? Peace, won't you come on in? Peace, won't you come on in? Sing it again, sing it again. Peace, won't you come on in? Peace, won't you come on in? Peace, won't you come on in? 'Cause we can live as one. I believe in my reoccurring dream. Love replaces hateful deeds. And who's to say this cannot be? Hey, peace, won't you come on in? Peace, won't you come on would do everything for the good, well then peace would rule the world. Since time began, there has been a need for love to rise up and succeed, and for peace, peace to reign upon this war-torn earth. And since time began, man's one great wish is to live in peace. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Woo, woo, whoa, whoa. Come on in. Won't you come on in? Peace. Won't you come on in? I'm sure of it. Yeah, yeah. Come on. Imagine if we understood the way you love. Won't you come on in? Please. Won't you come on in? Please. Won't you come?
Your mom's somewhere.
Yeah, she'll be back.
Oh, yeah, you guys go ahead and talk. I got to get a delivery off the porch.
Oh, okay, okay.
Well,
Well,
go ahead, Tim. You want to
I
talk.
guess so, huh? I just wanted to
Mhm.
talk a little bit about the 3 soldiers that was killed in the Jordan drone attack. That would be Sergeant William Rivers, who was 46 years old, and Specialist Kennedy Sanders, 24 years old, and Specialist Brianna Moffitt, along with 40 more people that were injured. Now, the understanding that I'm getting is that the drone attack that was coming in was due to return, if not right at the same time that the U.S. drone was supposed to return. That's why the defenses that they have against airstrike did not catch it. Yeah, so they was thinking it was ours that was coming back when it actually was a what's the word I'm looking for? Enemies drone.
Wow. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I didn't know that, and so I was like, wow, that's that's the odds of that is really strange.
Mhm.
However, my question: will this be what tips us over to a scale of war?
Hmm.
The White House is saying that we will protect our soldiers at any cost. Um, but what does that really look like? You know?
Well, with Biden, it's very lame, actually, I think, because I was going to bring up something about his lameness in regard
Mhm.
to him sanctioning only 4 people who attacked Israelis who attacked Palestinians. Only 4, and he's
Right.
making it like a big deal. So yeah, he's lame in my opinion.
You guys
So
hear me?
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
think
we
he's
can hear
going
you
to
guys.
do anything. I don't think he's going to back up anything he says. He just says
Yeah,
what he says.
but
Mm.
I don't think we've ever had an attack where our soldiers or citizens that were killed by outside enemy has never went unanswered. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's gonna
but
have
I
to say,
agree. I don't
say
think it's worth. I don't think it's worth war, in my opinion, anyway. For even though it's really sad,
right.
I don't think it's worth a war situation for the
Well,
loss of lives, even though
yeah,
40.
the thing about that part of it is nobody's claiming it.
Yeah.
As far as they can piece together, they're saying Iran. Iran saying no, it's not ours, and the other surrounding enemies are saying no, it's not ours either. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that once they, do a little bit more investigation on the debris or whatnot, they will be able to determine who actually sent that drone. Is it enough for war? I don't know because we've I don't know how Biden is. He's never been battle tested. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's not in
Right.
his record. He wasn't he never served. So it really boils down to your leader. What type of message is he going to send? Because you cannot, under any
Let it
circumstances,
go.
let this go unanswered.
Yeah, completely. You can't. You got to
You
do
can't.
something.
You can't.
Well, we
We're
had
already,
Austin up there. Lord Austin was speaking today. He had him talking on it.
yeah, because we are already the joke. Uh, USA is a joke right now. And to
Well,
not send a strong message back will doom us. I say again, it will doom us into a war, whether we're ready for it or not.
Mhm.
So what
well,
do you think?
Doug says George Bush or Obama would pick a target because somebody got to pay.
Absolutely. I,
Yeah.
you got to.
So what do I say?
Yeah. Find the
Well,
people that did it. Find
I
them.
said, so okay. Kathy says find the people.
Yeah, the
Uh,
direct people.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
direct
Mm-hmm.
hits. Well, Israel called themselves uh, complying with the United States instructions when uh, they told Israel what they kept claiming, talking on the mainstream media that they keep telling Israel to try to protect the Palestinian citizens and to do more targeting with their military.
Hmm.
Well,
Well, I think they
and
should
then
do an
wait, hold that
undercover
thought.
operation.
Hold that
Yes.
thought.
Mhm.
Netanyahu yesterday, day before yesterday, sent in a covert soldier operation of probably about 6 or 7. I guess that would be something like their Navy SEALs dressed up as if they were Palestinians. A couple of them were dressed up like they were Palestinian women, and one of them dressed up like a patient with a wheelchair, carrying a wheelchair, and they had, I guess it was M16 rifles or whatever, but anyway, they were rifles with silencers on them, and they went into the hospital room, came into the hospital, went to the hospital rooms looking for this particular person, and they found him and his brother and another patient and shot them dead in their beds in the hospital, inside the hospital, shot them dead in the head, filled them with bullets. And I guess that's what Israel will tell the United States. Well, you told us to do more targeting, uh, and that's exactly what we did. And so, but still, you're still breaking international law. You can't go in the hospital. The hospitals are off limit. If this is their excuse, Israel was saying, well, these guys were Hamas soldiers, and they were planning another attack on Israel, like what happened on October the 7th, while they are laying up getting well in a hospital, and that's why
I doubt
he,
it. I
that
doubt it. Very
yeah, right.
doubtful.
But that's what then Netanyahu was saying, that that's why they went in there and shot them. But it doesn't matter. See, the Netanyahu's not. He is just making a fool out of Joe Biden and the United States, because it doesn't matter whether they were planning it or not. You cannot get them on the hospital ground. They were supposed to wait until they got outside of the hospital and got discharged, right? Then you go get
Right.
there. So I don't know what Biden and Austin and gonna do, because it's Netanyahu's fault and it's Biden's fault. It's Biden's fault for letting Netanyahu lead him into this mess in the first place. Okay, so whatever happens, happens. And like I
Yeah,
predicted from last year, that I saw this World War III in my vision 3 times, not once but thrice, as they would say in the olden days. It's coming, and I
right.
don't know which way it's coming from. I don't think it matters whether Biden does anything or not. I don't think it matters to him
Well,
whether we do anything or not.
well, it matters, and I'm gonna tell you why it matters. Because you have to keep the morale of your soldiers. You
We don't hardly
cannot.
got none.
You
Did,
you
did you hear about the recruitment? How bad the recruitment is? But the Navy and the Air Force did not even meet their recruitment targets last year, and 2022 or 2023. They're
well,
trying to offer them 20,000, 25,000, and $30,000 to get people to recruit. Their excuse is that they didn't have any quality people that they could accept.
well, that's just smart thinking. If my children wanted to go, I wouldn't want them to go under this administration. You know what I mean? Speaking from someone in that has experience in that.
How'd you guys get knocked out? Kathy, how'd you get knocked out?
I didn't do anything. I don't know.
James
Yeah,
took you
Can you
out.
hear me?
yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
Now
have,
I
can.
know.
we got an echo.
Let me see if I can
It's
get his
James.
volume down.
Yeah, it's me. It's still got that
Okay.
same echo.
Okay, I just took all your volume out,
It's there.
and it's still there. Now, when you were in the first time, we didn't have an echo, so I don't know what you did to change it.
Well, we couldn't hear him at all before.
Yeah, I couldn't
So-
hear you either.
Hey
Yeah.
everyone.
That's why there was no
Hi,
echo.
Judith.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, the echo is really bad, and there's nothing on our end that I can do with
I
it.
can hear the volume coming out of my underneath my laptop, but I can't shut the speakers off.
Yeah, well, that's where it's coming from. Then your speakers, you got to turn those speakers off. Figure out how to turn those on. And what is your headset or your earbuds? If you plug those in, that'll take care of the problem because everything will go through your ears.
Mm.
Do you not have
Yeah,
one?
next time. Tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
but it's
do
still
that.
gonna come out of the speaker.
No,
It won't come out of the speaker if you put it in, plug it into your laptop. Because what's coming out of the speaker is for you to hear, and it's going to go into your ear instead. You have a
It's
place
picking up
on
through
your
my
laptop. You have a place on your laptop where your earbuds have the built-in microphone. So you have a place on your laptop where you can plug in earbuds or a headset,
No,
and
it's
your
still gonna
your
come through.
microphone is already built into earbuds.
I know, but it's still gonna come through. I tried that.
Well, okay. Well, anyway, just be silent. Be like a mime.
Yeah, but we're still gonna have an echo.
Or you're gonna have to mute him, and we'll just have to be. He'll have to, instead
Yeah,
of being
because
a-
see, it doesn't matter. Any of us talking gonna come through him.
yeah.
So I'm gonna mute him right now. James, what I would do, I'm gonna set up a meeting in the studio with you tomorrow. I'll send you the link, and you and me will get in there and figure it out before tomorrow night's show. Okay? Okay. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you have to send a strong message because they didn't meet their requirements of their recruiting. I get that. I wouldn't advise my children either to go enlist under this administration. I definitely would definitely tell them not to do that. But you have to keep up the morale of your soldiers. To not do anything would just devastate them because you have to realize we're talking about the men and women who put their life on the line every single day for us.
Mhm.
It's not a joke. It's not a game. And you want your soldiers or your people to be vindicated. You know, you don't want them dying in vain.
When Doug says it takes high ratings for an incumbent to go to war, going to war would ruin Biden and his low ratings and hurt the Democrats.
No, it would ruin us. That's who it would ruin. It would ruin
Like all my
us
Yeah,
stepson.
you're right about that.
because he'll be somewhere in the bunker hid away.
You're right about that.
Yeah, yeah, it's not going to have effect on him one way or the other.
I die.
We're the
That's
one
true.
that's
Right
gonna
on,
get to this
Jim. Right
situation.
on, Jim. I forgot about that part.
Well, here's the deal too. It doesn't matter whether Biden's going to do anything or not. Like I say, Netanyahu gonna make somebody come after us, and they gonna and see the reason why they're gonna come after us is like they already coming after us now, is because the Middle East, their mentality is totally different from the way we think over here in the West. Okay, they have grouped the United States with Israel. Israel and the United States, the way that the United States appear in the Middle East eyes of the Arabs and all of those countries over there, is that Israel and the United States is one. And the reason why they look at us like this way is because on 5 times when they had the United Nations meetings to try to get a resolution to have the ceasefire on the war, 5 times the United States voted no. All right. Then it got down to the final 2 times. On the final 2 times, the other 3 countries that had voted with the other 2 countries that had voted with, it was France, it was Canada, and Germany. The other 3 countries that had voted with United States on a no ceasefire, on the
Mhm.
second, on the 4th and the 5th time, they were smart. They abstained. That means they didn't vote either way. They didn't vote yes, they didn't vote no. So that pulled them out of being blamed. And the United States was the only fool standing left that voted twice no ceasefire by themselves, by itself. And that's why the Middle East has grouped the United States with Israel. So that's
As
why I
they
say,
should. As they should. Because one thing about us, we're always putting our nose somewhere that it doesn't belong. We've been, it goes back to the old saying: if you sweep around your own front door 6 months out of the year, and you sweep around yours, then we'll get through the year just fine. But USA has this thing about putting their nose in other people's business that doesn't have anything to do with us.
yeah, they don't
And-
want them over there.
right,
Okay, we finished the Iraq war and didn't pull out.
right.
And Iraq don't want us over there. They keep saying, they've been saying it for the past 10 years. We don't want y'all over here. Y'all was supposed to leave when the war ended, but they
Right.
still over there. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And the United States excuse was there. Well, we still gonna stay because we got oil interests over here. No, the Middle East don't think that way. You just
No.
can't go over there and root somebody else's land and territory and house. I can't go
Yeah.
to Kathy's house and take over. Kathy can't come to my house and take over, right? And that's the way the Middle East think.
Hey,
Yeah, and the war with Iraq and Iran was so long. We definitely can't have that again. We've already been, the war with them. But this guy, I mean, if we could just hold out at least a year.
I don't know if we're gonna make it because I think we're gonna be in war before November.
I know it,
Because
but
I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a prediction, and I'm going off on a limb here. And it's not because I want it to happen, but it's because of signs, SIGNS, signs and symbols that I
Signs
have
of the
been
time.
following.
Yeah.
I would say within the next 18 days, something major is gonna happen.
I'm gonna
That
say 3 months.
I say 18 days.
Oh
say
yeah, I
18
forgot.
days.
Oh, soldiers, we got to answer something. Yeah, okay. I would agree. I would agree, and it's inevitable that it is.
Mhm.
But I want to be in denial about it so bad, but I can't be
Yeah,
because
I don't want it to happen either, but I know how dreams and visions and premonitions are. When you have them, you can't change them. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
it's a forecast. It's like the weather. If the snow is coming and it's coming and it's gonna show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doug says America was born in a dog eat dog world of control or be controlled, but the U.S. became corrupt world police. Yeah, yeah, let's do that. I can agree with that. Yeah, so I say I know for sure something in the next 18 days major will happen, and it's not going to be good for the United States. I can say that much. It's not going to be good for us. And I really,
Wait,
as
wait.
a citizen, naturalized born citizen, I really don't appreciate
So
what Biden has done for this country. I
let
don't
me ask you,
appreciate.
let's where do we stand right now with China and Russia?
China and Russia are our buddies now.
They
Uh
are.
We don't stand
yeah,
anywhere with them. And
but
not only
I
that,
think they're
and
just
not
waiting on
only
us to go
that,
to
and not only that, Kim Jong Un has cuddled up to China and Russia. He just shot off a missile testing, far reach missile. He just shot one off this past Saturday. And South Korea is upset. They're shaking their boots now.
Yeah.
They start building up their artillery
Mm-hmm.
because the United States so busy over here dealing with this food and then tell you that all this mess not tell you to drug them into. They got time to advise South Korea. And
Mm-hmm.
South Korea is an ally of the United States.
a real ally. Yeah, yeah,
It's
this is
See?
crazy.
not good.
It's like a chess game going on there.
Yeah, this is not good on all fronts. This is not good.
It's, Kim Jong Un already told them he made a public statewide announcement right after the ITC. He made it on that Saturday, as a matter of fact. Saturday before this past Saturday, he made a statewide announcement and sent press releases to the United States and all the United States allies that South Korea is now considered an enemy of North Korea. And since
Yeah,
then, he has been cuddling up to China and Russia.
yeah. China has the biggest army of soldiers. In China, it's mandatory that you go to the service. It's not
Mhm.
optional.
It's mandatory in Israel too, but you got some young people over there that's serving time right now. They locking their own young people up in Israel because they won't go and join. They won't sign up for the service.
Yeah,
They imprisoning their own Jewish citizens, the young people,
yeah,
because and the young people I've heard them talking. They've been interviewed. I've heard several of them give their live interview. They got out. They served their 6 months or whatever, or their 30 days or whatever, and they get out. They go. Where do they go? They go straight to TikTok and YouTube and all the places like that,
yeah.
and they give out their interviews, right?
Hmm.
And I've heard their viewpoint. Their viewpoint is they don't agree with no kind of war, period. And they're not gonna sign up to serve to kill. They're not gonna they say they'd rather spend their life in prison.
That's very commendable, I must say. Very
Yeah.
commendable.
That's what they said because all war does is kill. They're not gonna sign up to kill.
Right.
So, and that's the way the Middle Eastern are. The Middle East is that way. They it's mandatory for all of their citizens, all of those countries, for all of them. It's mandatory that they sign up. The United States is the only country that has an option as to whether you decide you want to serve military or not. And the only way that came about was because of Muhammad Ali. Y'all
Yeah,
didn't know that,
yeah,
don't you?
yeah. I remember that. Yeah, had to
But
go to
the
court and
United
everything.
States used to be that way too. We
Yeah,
used to have a mandatory draft.
yeah. I remember back in the day. Was
But
that back in? Was that back in your day or back in
that was
grandma's
my
day?
day. But
Your day,
I pass the history on down to you.
right?
Muhammad Ali, the boxer,
Yeah,
he was the main one that got rid of that draft law in the United States
yeah,
because he was drafted and he wouldn't go serve.
yeah. I remember. Yeah,
And
yeah,
Elvis did.
Yeah.
Elvis did, but Muhammad Ali said, "Oh, he wasn't going. He was as great. The United States claimed his
Yeah,
great."
I saw a documentary on that, and his thing was, why would he go over and do harm to someone that never did any harm to him?
Yeah, and he had passed the He was the cause, main
He
reason
he sure was.
that
He
the
sure was.
legislature got
Um,
changed, whereas serving your country, and when you turn 21, back then it was 21, that you no longer had to enlist in the service
yeah,
when you were 21.
yeah,
See, but up until that point, yeah, it was mandatory over here. But the Middle East haven't changed their laws.
yeah. They really start from birth. Um,
hmm hmm
yeah, because I've seen them as young as in their training camps as young as
hmm
look to me to appear anywhere 7 to 8 and 10 years old. They
Yeah, they
train with a
do.
weapon in their hand.
They do.
Um,
And when I was in high school, they had the
mm,
ROTC. We used to train me and the young boys. Was
mm,
they had to take ROTC. It was a mandatory class
it
in
was.
high school.
It
They had to
was.
learn how to march, how to break down an M16 rifle, and I learned how to break down a M16 rifle because I used to go over there on my free period just to see.
Mhm.
I'm just nosy cat.
Yeah,
I
yeah, it
was
was
I was always
mandatory.
kind of a tomboy anyway, right?
Yeah, it was mandatory back then.
Yeah, because they had those ROTC class. I mean, that was a requirement. Just like they had a home ec class that was mandatory for girls, where you had to learn how to cook. You
I
know,
remember it was mandatory for
you
that.
remember home ec?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like So now, but the Middle East still do that stuff. All those countries still do that stuff. So that's the reason
Yeah,
why I say that either way the wind blows, the United States has got a losing hand. We got a losing hand. We got a losing hand in this, and now we got to suffer, and we will be suffering soon,
yeah, you got that right. It
as if
will
we're
be
not
us.
already suffering enough. We,
Yeah,
but we have enough domestic crime,
right.
but now we're gonna be suffering from foreign crime mixed all together with this domestic crime. You see.
Just too much,
Well,
too much.
did you hear about that God's convoy that's going to Texas? Is that still happening? So we might have to deal with that too.
Well, that's
Um,
actually it's time for you to talk, Tim, and I just talk too much. Go
Oh
ahead.
yeah,
okay.
we did. Oh man.
I don't have that article in front of me, but it's just
tell us,
Sorry,
more issues
tell
Jackie.
us, tell us
having to do
about it.
with.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Oh, okay. We'll have to pull it up. Let me just, because I was talking about how Biden was lame, and I was going to bring this up because you were mentioning. I knew you'd bring up this topic, but this wasn't even worth printing. The U.S. sanctions for Israeli settlers who attack Palestinians in the West Bank. And it says on Thursday he issued an executive order that targets Israeli settlers in the West Bank who've been attacking Palestinians. Only 4. I mean, give me a friggin'
On the
break,
floor,
right?
and there has been
It's not even worth printing.
347 since October 7th. There has been 347 West Bank Palestinian killed by the hands of Israeli citizens since October 7th. 347, and so he sends
Yeah.
an executive order for 4. Really, like Kathy. You know what I feel about that? Yeah,
Yeah,
great. Yeah, great, fine. That's where I can really borrow your expression. Yeah, great, fine.
Mm,
I mean,
mm.
I was going to be excited when I saw the headline. Then I saw 4. I'm like, what?
4 people.
What the heck? But let me see if I can find that God's Army thing.
Yeah, so
Okay.
he's just doing stupid stuff. He just been doing stupid stuff ever since October 2nd, the
Who is
7th.
that? Biden?
Yeah.
Well, what I told you when it comes to Biden. That's his handlers. He's the face. That guy don't know his left from his right about now. So it's really his handlers just pulling all the strings.
Well, I agree with you on that. And
I
the reason
did
why
find
they can handle him is because he's a wanker.
Yeah,
He doesn't have the
yeah,
balls. He never had any balls, even when he did know which way was left and right.
yeah, yeah. No, he's never been a fighter. No.
As the Brits say, he's a wanker. I always have been a
Yeah,
wanker.
yeah,
That's cute. I
Kathy,
haven't
yeah,
and
heard.
Kathy know what that white word wanker means, don't you, Kathy?
yeah.
Yeah, I heard it a long time ago, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny. But yeah. But anyway, well, something Biden's supposed to do something at the border, but I don't know what it's going to amount to. But in the meantime, the God's Army convoy is traveling to Texas. This was in the Business Insider a day ago to stop migrants who has seen a vehicle get lost, tires slashed, and someone stranded on a highway. Like, big deal. But anyway, these people, they're going to have a convoy, and it said it had a rocky start. Let me see what it said. It said Wired said the so-called God's Army had a lower than expected turnout. It reported the group had to also deal with internal disputes, a lost vehicle, and an exiled member. A convoy of vehicles headed to Texas, organized by a group called Take Our Border Back, has had a chaotic start. And so it says one of the organizers, who described as God's Army, Vice reported, had aspirations of mobilizing tens of thousands of trucks to stop migrants from crossing the Texas-Mexico border.
Yeah, I did see a little bit about that. You're right.
Yeah, it said some attendees woke up to find their car tires slashed outside a hotel they'd been staying at. And then add to their woes, there was a last-minute scramble to find a meeting point after the original location's owners said the convoy would not be able to gather there. And so the group then met in a parking lot in Norfolk, Virginia, where about 20 vehicles gathered, and it was a far cry from what they were expecting. So then no other trucks joined the convoy, it said. High intentions may have led to one participant being barred from the convoy.
Mm.
So that's
Wow.
what happens. So it's not like a big threat. I thought it was going to be by the sounds of it. In a way, that's good because we have enough to deal with right now, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Not more internal things.
Yeah.
absolutely.
And the thing about it is here, like I said, the reason why, the other reason why, and people, the government to me is so out of word dumb. Just,
Mhm.
I mean, just senseless dumb, just unreasonably dumb. And
Mm.
the only reason, because, and it concerns me. I don't have to worry about it in my neighborhood. I know, but
Mhm.
but what as when all of these grits hit the fan, as we know, as I just stated, Korea, China, and Russia, they're all buddies now. But what we have over here in the United States already, we got so many Chinese citizens that are here in the United States. We got and we got so many Chinese companies. China has already bought up so much land
Yeah.
in the United States, and all of this land that they own
Uh-huh.
is all near all 7 of our U.S. military bases.
Mm.
See, that's
Yeah.
why I say the United States is just so unreasonably dumb. Why would you sell land to a foreigner? I don't care if he's your ass, supposed to be your ally, supposed to be your friend, or whoever. Why would you sell them land within almost walking distance of
And
your
that's just
military base?
insanity. That's what
I
you
tell
call
you why. Greed.
Yeah, money.
Greed.
You right, Tim. I
Yeah.
mean, our 7 major military bases are surrounded by land that is owned by Chinese corporations.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can be bought, and I don't knock them for doing it. It's like you say, it's our stupidity on our end
Mhm.
that would even be up for sale, let alone to them. But
Well, and keep in mind now, this is land the government already stole from the people.
Mm-hmm.
of the United States.
Yeah.
You got to add that part. Yeah, that's important.
You know,
Right.
eminent domain rule that the
Mhm.
government used to steal people's lands, buy them out.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and then you end up with all this space. You know, you build something in the plot in the center of of the space, but you just still got so much of this land left that you did not develop that's been sitting there for 20 years. So some Chinese corporation, because they thinking way down the road, well,
Right.
what if we fall out? We need to get our feet planted over there. If we fall out, then we'll be right in reach of attaining our military objectives.
Yeah.
Well, I would
But
hope
the
that they,
United States ain't thinking that far. This is 20 years ago. They ain't
Yeah.
thinking that far, you know.
No, they won't think
Oh
about that.
yeah, well we having this land is just it's undeveloped, you know, all these trees it would cost us millions to develop it. So yeah, sure, we'll sell it to you.
Yeah, they were playing the long game. Mm-hmm.
And that's the way Middle East thinks. And
Yeah.
that's the reason
Long
why I
game.
say that I know this is coming because I go by signs and symbols and I know how the Middle East thinks. They think from the beginning to the end. They don't live just for today and just for tomorrow. They live and plan for generations and generations and generations. You see.
Well,
Mhm.
you know what it reminds me of? It takes me way, way back to when I was a little child. And
Hmm.
there was a song that my mother used to sing called Where You Gonna Run When the World is on Fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You right there. Where you gonna run to?
Yeah.
Where you gonna run to?
When the world is on fire.
Yeah,
Where are
that's
we gonna
true.
run to?
Well, that was a
Oh.
good note to end on. I tell you, close the comments,
That was
Kathy.
perfect. Yes. Well,
Close the comments. Yeah.
I just hope that our government wakes up. I mean, it's never too late to wake up. So let's just
No,
try
don't
to
care.
sound the blowhorn and just say, "Ah, wake
Yeah.
up, man."
I don't know. I think he done kind of dug one because he done got stuck in now and dragging us down with him.
Mhm.
You know. Um. You know, that's the reason why a lot of people will say, well, you know, MAGA, MAGA people, you know, they talk about the MAGA crowd and the MAGA supporters so badly, uh, you know, leading into this last election and then after, you know, and because of the dissatisfaction that they had
Mhm.
about Biden getting in there. Well,
Mm,
see, the reason for that is because they knew that stuff like this would happen if Biden got in there.
Mhm.
And they were, yes, they were upset because it seems, it appears that there was some cheating that went on somewhere, you know, and it's still coming out every day. You know, facts are still coming out, and that's what they say. And um, but yeah, it really don't make sense because how can you win? How can you have a landslide in the popular vote and then in the electoral college you lose? You know that's the reason why they need to do away with the electoral college because the electoral college is messed up, just like the United Nations, where you got 11 major countries, and you can pass a resolution with 11 votes, and you can pass a resolution with 9 votes. But out of those 11 votes, and out of those 9 votes, if you got 5 countries that get VIP status all over the other 11, the rest of the 11, right?
Mhm.
I got so that's just like me. I'm more important than you and Kathy and Tim, right? So out of these 5 countries, they more important than the other 6 countries. So out of these 5 countries, it don't take but one of those countries to say no to a resolution that's passed by the whole 153 countries, and then the whole resolution doesn't pass. The electoral college is set up the same daggum way.
Well,
that's crooked.
not only is Biden lame, the other countries are lame too. So we can't just say it's Biden.
Yeah, and so that's like cricket, you know. James is just coming in.
See
Hey
that?
James.
I'm back.
Yeah, we're still here to
Okay.
echo. I think.
Can
Yeah.
you still hear the
Okay.
echo?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can on our end.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Well, you got your
All
son
right.
trying to help you out.
My son's
Well-
gonna help me.
Well,
Right.
Emily, just help him tomorrow, and we'll try
Well, his
to.
son might not can come back tomorrow, but he's asking there. And I wouldn't be able to do it if I wouldn't be able to tell if we're not live, you see. Because just me and him in the studio, if I let y'all go and end the show, it won't be
Yeah,
the
you,
same.
yeah, you can take them down now. They're working on
Can
it.
you mute him?
Yeah.
I want to mute him so bad.
Yeah, so we're kind of staying here just about. We'll stay about 5 more minutes. But James, I hate
Well,
you went and got your son and called him out of his house because I told you I would do it tomorrow, and really, it's past our show time, but we'll stay up a little late for you.
well, I guess I'm gonna have to do as the old folks say. I'm gonna have to walk by faith and not by sight.
Yeah.
Walk on by faith each
That's
day. Hey,
like none of what we
walk
see.
on by faith
Yeah,
each
pretty much.
day.
Pretty much.
Y'all
It's
know I
true.
got a song for everything. Don't say no
It sounds
line.
great. It sounds great.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's. I don't think it's ever been this bad in my generation
Not
time.
in
But
50 years. Wait,
your-
I'm glad you said that because after John Kirby got up and said, wait a minute now, Anthony Blinken. I was watching him today. He got John Kirby. He still got his little smirky attitude, right?
yeah,
He wants the war. He really wants war. But Anthony Blinken, he been over there 6 times with no success, no progress of getting anything done. And they had him on news conference today. and before I had no sympathy, no empathy for whatsoever for Anthony Blinken because he was the puppet for Joe Biden and then Tyler, right? And he still is. But y'all should have seen that poor little puppet today. He had his head down. He says, "Yes, we are in dangerous times now. Uh, I just don't think that we have been in a period like this and more than 50 years." And
yeah,
he's scared now, see,
yeah,
because he know the real deal is coming.
yeah. He's had the opportunity to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He said we are in a more dangerous place. In a dangerous place, the most dangerous place in 50 years.
yeah. I
In
caught a
the
piece.
50-year history.
Yeah, I caught a piece of Trump, one of his speeches, and he was saying that we're definitely going. I don't.
Saturday, was it this past Saturday?
It might have been. It might have
Yeah.
been.
No, he has a rally every Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So
So
it
yeah,
had that's why I know it had to be a Saturday.
yeah. He said
Yeah.
we're definitely going. I don't know if he put a time span on it or not, but he said, yeah, we're definitely going.
Well, y'all know what I said within 18 days.
Okay, let's
Um,
see.
That's my prediction within 18 days because it's significant. The number would be significant. There supposedly this is 100. Today was the 118th day of the war. Supposedly there are supposed to be still 136 hostages held by Hamas. So in 18 days, that would be the 136th day of the war. And that is the same number of supposedly 136 hostages that
We
are
already,
held.
Interesting.
we already
Thank-
broke And in the depression, who goes to war? The depression's going on. What is going on? What is going on?
It's
Well,
rough.
sometimes they do it. Sometimes they do it.
All right, James. James, how's it going? We got you in there. James, how's it going? We got you in there. Now I can hear my big mouth.
What was your last remark, Kathy?
Please sign out.
I'll have to figure out.
Please
Oh.
sign out. Just come back tomorrow, James.
Let me
Just come back
let me
tomorrow.
put now Doug, let me put Doug's claw our audience coming in right quick.
What he
Doug
say?
says the globalists pushed Trump out because Putin wouldn't have invaded Ukraine. Putin wouldn't have invaded Ukraine, and we wouldn't have got an injection of human labor to show the AI takeover. Well, I don't know. I think AI probably would have still came, but I know we wouldn't be in this, I know we wouldn't be in this mess that we're in right now.
Nah, we wouldn't be in
With
this.
with 7 fronts, seven different extremist groups
Yeah.
ready to go to war with the United States because they count the United States with Israel.
Nah, we wouldn't be in this.
And
situation.
Doug says a Muslim terror cells here in the United States.
Oh,
Of
it's
course-
more than that. Crossing that border.
Of course they are, but yeah, it's been Muslim terror cells are here, yeah. But not just
Can you hear
Muslim.
me now?
Yeah, it's not just.
Yeah,
Muslim.
we can hear you.
We can hear you.
I think you got
I
it.
think
You might get it.
I think you got it. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
you
we
got
No
it.
way.
figured
fixed.
out for the next time.
All right.
Yeah, if you got
I
it,
gotta use
fixed.
the headphones.
You got your headphones on. See?
Yeah, what it was feeding back through the computer, like I said.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Okay.
It was the speakers underneath the computer were picking up the mic and sending it back to you.
Yeah, but you plugged in your headset, and that takes care of it. Like I
Yeah,
told
but I
you
had
from the
Yeah.
beginning,
I had
right?
to turn the speakers
Where's
off.
your face? Can you
Oh,
show
you
your
still
face?
you still had to turn the speakers off. He says he still had to turn the speakers off.
No.
Okay, gotcha. So you got one of those like really old desktops.
No, actually, it's newer.
No, I'm talking about the speakers. You got one of those some of those old desktop speakers, old fashioned kind, right?
They're built into the computer, but it's on the bottom. And it's echoing off the desk and coming right through the mic.
Okay. Well, hey, he got it fixed. Let's
Glad
give
you
him
got
a
it
round of applause.
together. Yeah.
All right. Good job.
Kevin,
Well,
like,
he
all
knows
right,
more
yeah.
about the computer than I do.
I know Kathy's tired. She's ready
His
to get out of the
friend-
studio.
I just all I'm
All right,
thinking
so James, do not mess it up, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right,
All
that's
right.
our time, y'all.
Alrighty.
James
Good night.
got the studio fixed on his end, and we stayed in to work with him to get it fixed. So hey, that's our time. Goodbye,
All right.
everybody.
Good night.
See y'all tomorrow night. We're gonna have some fun.
Tomorrow.
We're gonna play some games, and
Oh,
we will
wow.
see you guys. Yes,
What-
we don't have
All right.
no
What is
guests,
tomorrow?
right?
Okay.
No
Friday,
No,
no
guests.
no guests, right?
All right. Sounds
We don't have a
great.
guest. Kathy?
No, we don't. We don't have any.
Right. All right. So we're gonna have some fun. Great fun.
Tomorrow
right.
it is. Bye bye.
All right.
See everybody.
care.
Good night. That's our
Good
time.
night.